Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amin Hazwan, and we want to present our project. It's about digital equipment library for school. And this is our group members. Start with Ashraf, Alec, Nazmi, Azwan, Nabil, Mahmud, Danish, and Haziq. And in our presentation, we will split into three type of content. First one is introduction. We start with of explanation of what the problem we try to solve for this project. And second, we go to the analysis of our coding as the third is system design, where we will show how our project has done.
Alright, now we're moving into introduction. So for the introduction here, we got three problem statements. The first one is a manual library management leads to inefficient book tracking and lending. The second one, paper-based systems make it difficult to monitor borrowing history and due date. And lastly, limited visibility into book availability and usage patterns. Alright, so here we got project objective. So we totally have four objectives, where the first objective is to create automated library management system with user registration and profiles. Second objective is to enable digital book tracking with ISBN and general categorization. The third one, the system can implement separate interface for users and administrators. And finally, the objective is to provide real-time book availability status and lending history.
Hello, my name is Nabil Shami bin Saizan. For my part, I will explain the significance of this project. First, it streamlines borrowing and lending process for the library system. Second, we can reduce administrative workload. Moreover, we can improve book inventory management system. And fourth, we also enhance user experience through digital access. And lastly, we can enable data-driven decisions for collection development.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. My name is Azan Hamzi bin Azhar, and now I will be talking about analysis. For analysis part, we got two things to identify. The first one is identify input and output, and the second one is identify functions. So I will explain about this analysis type in the next slide. Okay, let's start with input first. For input, student and teacher need to insert name, email, favorite genre, role, password, and confirmation password. For admin, they need to insert name, email address, favorite genre, role, password, confirmation password, book title, author, and image URL. So the output student and teacher will get is display an interface that has borrow book, profile, and logout. For admin, display an interface that has add book, profile, and logout. And the last part for analysis, that is functions, identify functions. Student and teacher will get interface that has borrow book, profile, and logout. For admin, interface that has add book, profile, and logout. That's all for analysis part.
Okay, now I would like to present to you guys about our system design, which is we have 3 points to point out, which is flow of interfaces system bootstrap, algorithm for problem solving, and database design (ERD). Okay, for the first, which is flow of interface system bootstrap, we have registration. This is our interface, which is for registration. Next, which is login. Then forgot password. After that, it will, if user select the student or teacher, it will pop up user dashboard. Okay, now if user enter the selection which is borrow book, it will display user dashboard and available book. And if user click user profile, it will display user profile and their full name and their favorite genre. Then for this dashboard is for admin, which is it has add new book, profile, and logout.
Okay, for this one, this interface is for admin where they can add new books to this website. So the admin will insert the book's title, genre, publisher, author, and availability as well. So on the top is the interface for admin where they can update the book details by inserting its title, author, genre, and year. On the bottom is the option for admin to delete the books. And the last interface is logout. It shows that whether user or admin have logged out the website. Okay, move to the next one is algorithm for problem solving digital book management system. So the first step is understand the requirement. The stakeholders are students, teachers, and admins. So the features of this website are book cataloging and searching, borrowing and returning books, user accounts, which are students, teachers, and admin. So next, plan the system architecture. So as for front end, they will more focus on user interface for interacting with the system. For back end, they will more focus on database operations. So for this website, the database are stockbook details, user accounts, and borrowing records.
Number 3, define core modules. Application, login and registration for student, teacher and librarian. Book management, we have add, update, delete and search book. And then borrowing and returning system, we have track borrowing status and due dates. Okay. Number 4, design the database schema. In the table, we have user entity, transaction entity, and book entity. In the user entity, we have name, role, password, fifth genre, email, and user ID as the attribute. In the transaction entity, we have status and transaction ID, ISBN, user ID, return date, and borrow date. Lastly, in the book entity, we have genre, ISBN, author, publish year, title, and availability as the attribute. For the relationship, we have one-to-many between user and transaction, and also one-to-many between books and transaction. Number 5, develop the feature. When we develop the feature, we have two roles that we assign to the group member. That is front end and back end. In the front end, we create UI or UX for search, borrowing, and returning. In the back end, we develop API for book management, borrowing, and returning logic.
So this is our entity relationship diagram. We have three entity here, which mean user, transaction, and books. Where the attribute of entity user is user ID will be primary key for user, name, role, password, favorite genre, and email. For attribute of entity transaction is status. Transaction ID will be primary key, ISBN and user ID will be foreign key, and return date and borrow date. And the last one is entity book. ISBN will be primary key, publisher, available, title, author, and genre. And for the relationship, user can borrow route transaction process where transaction will record then borrow book.
And as Mr. Fran, today I'm going to review about the backend and the front-end or interface of the system, library system. So first we look up at the registration. So here we collect the name, email, favorite genre, role, also and for password. So if you can see here, the registration. So use the session here. If you can see, here we use session here and include config to the client database. And we use the request method post to get name, email, and others. And this is to check if the password match. We use a hash password for security. And this is an SQL statement to insert into the database to the user table. And this is if there is success and it will show the registration successful. And this is a validation if password didn't match. And this is all HTML to the bootstrap to the interface. And this is JavaScript to submit function event to make a submit button function. And this is to check if the password match. So we're gonna give a quick demo. So I'm gonna fill this form first. Finish the email. Let's say finish email. And we fill the forward here for the genre, for the favorite genre of the book. And the role we first our system has two, admin and user. So both of this is user for dashboard. We have two dashboard. Both of them to this go to the user dashboard and admin to the admin. So the difference is user can borrow book and admin can manage book like update, delete. So let's try to register first. So go to register and log in. Use the exact same you insert into the registration. If you can see in the recording here about the login, yeah. Also use session and use the request method also goes for the email and password.
And it is the same like a registration, but it's to verify. Here you have to verify to match the email and the role and password also for the registration. And this is where the validation if errors occurs. And this is the interface to the login. So if we success to login, it will redirect to the user dashboard. So if the student, you can go to the user dashboard, and if any, you can go to the admin dashboard. So let's try login. All right. So if you can see here, this is admin dashboard. So here we can update book, edit book, search, and also there is a add book. So if first we need to look at the add book, the new book. We can insert whatever we want to like insert a new book for the library. For example, we insert the business here. So education. So let's say Ahmad. Publisher, when is the book published? I think in 2023. After this, how many books is left? So after we click the book, it is about the success new book added successfully. So it had four to display in the dashboard. So if we return, this is a button return. And if you can see here, it's a new book. When we first insert into the dashboard, there's no this. But when we click the button add, we add a new book here. So we can update book here. For example, we say version 2 and let's say the author is different, let's say Ali. And if you click update book, it will automatically update the name and the author. So this is update book and search also, you can search the book here if there is a lot of book. So it will display what we searched before. So the delete book, you can also delete. It asks first for security if to prevent the mistake happen. So yeah, it is now the book is successfully deleted. So if you can see here, there is no more business. So there's also a profile here. It show the name. Yes, we enter from the registration form and also February genre. So the last thing is to log out. So we will directly log out and go to the login page back. So this is, I think that's it for the admin dashboard. Now let's move on to the user. So we need to put the user, whatever name you want. The same as before, but it is the user where you can borrow book. So let's just insert this. So this, and you can just, that's the same because it is my admin credential. And the password can go right here and register. Oh, my bad. There is need to be gmail.com here. So let's try to register here. And the email also needs to be exactly same as before. And the password also be same. And also the rule. Now we successfully go into the user box. Here we also can search as like before. We also have the profile and a borrow list. So here we can view book to borrow. This book is related to the admin where if admin had one book, so it will also appear here. So we can borrow here. So if we click here, we can borrow here. So I think this is for the user. So now there is also a logout. There's also a logout for the user. So I think that's it.
I think that's all from us. Thank you for your listening.